Since we do have a lot going on this weekend with everybody with some training going different places, a lot of the senior advisors or senior admins over with Rory in Utah. And so what we need to do, we didn't have a training today with Paul. Linda did an amazing job on Thursday, although we did have some negativity we had to weed out.
Did a
So
good job doing that.
yeah. So yeah, it was terrible, but we did find out later that that was someone who is not yet into PBS. He was invited on there to listen. So I don't know whoever invited him. Hopefully they'll get back with them and let them know
That is not
that
acceptable.
that's not acceptable. That's not what we do here. So, but that's how it works. So says with people with link posting, they don't understand the concept of a blogging page and how it works because they will never get access to Google AdSense. They won't ever have the pages to modify. All they have is a link and an ad that they create. So that's the thing that you want to be able to just make sure that when you are inviting people in that they know exactly what we're going to be doing. Usually you want to invite people to the Tuesday and Wednesday call and the Monday wine call. Most of the time the training calls are usually, we try to reserve that for our students exclusively or new people that are coming in. So you want to be very aware of that and let people know. Give them some parameters when you invite them into these classes, exactly what we'll be doing on them. So what I'm going to do is I got my notebook ready. And so we're going to do basically a Q&A today. I want it to, if we can, to stick mainly to our PBS, any questions you have with your PBS concerning that. And I'll do my best to answer them or at least direct you on where you need to go to answer them. If we need to go over some advertising, we can do that as well, show you how to do that. As you can see, I do have classified for free up, but this is the business site. You can get a business site for free with classifieds for free. It doesn't look like it's been hacked, although I can't get my images loaded, so that might be an issue. But right now it looks like it's clean. It didn't direct me to go to another page or PDF file or doc file. The classifieds for free is still giving that that message. So it has been hijacked. They are trying to work it out. People can still go in there and still see your ads if they're there. The only downfall is hopefully that they can get it done prior to your 30-day expiration. If you haven't been in there and it's getting close to your 30 days, that you may not be able to get in there to renew your ads. That's going to be the sad part. But hopefully if you can get in there and bypass all that other stuff that they're asking for, that maybe you can get in there and renew your ads. But this is my business side for my ads. I have not posted anything in here for a while. So the fact that these are still in there is surprising me. So maybe they don't have the same parameters they do with the customer side, where you have the 30-day renewal. I have to check into that some more. But anyway, so we'll check onto that, but this is still available. Boy, that's a skimpy bathing suit. Whew.
Barely covered.
So anyway, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to open the floor. So if you are muted, you can unmute yourself to ask a question. The only thing I do ask is that if you do have any kind of background noise, animals, children, television, carry on a conversation with someone else. If you have a lot of creaking or moving around, if you would just mute yourself. That way we don't have a lot of feedback or background noise on our recordings. Because sometimes it can be distracting there. Also be distracting to me. I'll lose my train of thought because I'm trying to figure out where the noise is coming from. And I hate to mute people because somebody might have a question and they don't necessarily know how to unmute themselves. So I try to leave it open so that people can communicate back and forth. But just be cautious, and respectful of other people, that if you do have that background noise, that you just mute yourself. And then if you have a question or comment, just unmute yourself when necessary. Okay. All right, so first question, I'm open, got my pen and paper ready. Any questions on what you need to do or any comments on how to work your system? We're going to go over anything you ask about today. So floor is open.
Sheila?
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you today?
Hanging in there. I do have a question about, it's regarding Facebook and posting ads on there. And what to pick for, you know, do you pick feed, do you pick private, do you pick public for when you want to post it? So if we could go over the difference between all those and which ones we should do.
Okay, all right, we can do that. I'm gonna answer as they get asked. So when you're doing your Facebook marketing on Facebook, there are some rules that you want to do for Facebook. Number one is you don't want to do continuous marketing on Facebook unless you've created a Facebook page just for marketing. Then that's fine. You can create a business page. It's free. You just add it to your existing Facebook account. But when you are creating a Facebook, you want to make sure that when you do your comment, I'm going to come here, and I usually create it in my home. So my computer's a little slow today. I'm actually on my Wi-Fi card. So you're going to create your ad. Okay, and this is where the title of your website comes in handy, because I'm putting the title of my website, Shop with Mama Chief, so they can go there. So this is how I'm going to post it. And as you can see, it's giving me the option. Do I want to post it to my news feed or my story? You want to do both. You want to make sure that it's public. That means it goes out throughout Facebook net. Your news feeds, the reason I did not put a link in here is because your news feeds will not publish your post if it has a link in the comment. I mean, a link in your post. Your storyline, it will. It'll post anything on your storyline that you want to put on there. But news feeds will not post if you have a link in your comment here. I mean, not your comment, but if you have a link directly inside your post. You always want to include a photo. So this is where your memes come in handy, or if you have a photo depicting what you want them to see, then that's great too. That's why I always use Canva and create my own memes. You have Roy's program, the memes program that he has, which is great. That actually has different, memes that he produces for the different wines and different things like that. So there's several different options that you have that you can use and utilize. So once this comes up, I will go to my memes. Or my logos. I was looking for memes. I was like, that's not what I call it. And I'll choose the one that I want, and I want it to use this one. And then I want to pick one more. I want to pick a Christmas one. Kind of like the Grinch one, but there's another one I want to use. Where's my little girl? There we go. And then once that comes up, I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to hit post and make sure, like I said, you hit your post.
Now, your story, is that your own personal?
Yeah, your story is your personal friends and family or your personal contacts. Your news feed goes to everybody that is on Facebook. That has compatible information that's within your profile. So depending on how your profile set up, that's who your news feeds will go out to. So if you have it that you're a professional, you know, that you like certain interest groups and things like that, or if you're registered with certain interest groups or certain groups on Facebook, then that news feed will go through all of those different people and show up in their news feeds. And then they can click it. That doesn't mean that they can come in and see your personal information. That just means they get to see that ad that you posted.
Okay.
Now, to get through this, now what I want to do is come here and say, in your comments, this is where you put your link in your comments, and you won't get kicked off newsfeed. All right. And then there's my link. I hope I did that right. Yep. And so as soon as that gets up, then it actually, there's my picture that I have as my feature picture with this. And you want to make sure that you have a feature picture and that it fits the profiles of the images that Facebook will use. I think Facebook has to have 900 by 900, I think it is, for it to use it. So now I have a comment on here, but see, that's the one thing they can see: my website, Shop with Mama Chief. They can also see this link, but then in my comments, I actually posted the link so they can click on this and go straight to my website. So that's how you get around not posting links in your actual post. You post your link in your comment. That way it doesn't get kicked off your newsfeed. Okay.
Sheila.
Uh-huh.
Hi, it's Tina. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I just have a quick question. You mentioned something about the images.
Uh-huh.
They have to be what, 900 by 900 on
yes.
Facebook?
Yep.
Okay.
If you go to Canva, and Canva is a free website
Right.
that does that, and it actually has a link for Facebook only, that the parameters are already set. So no matter what picture you bring in, it will fix those pictures for Facebook.
Yeah, I've been watching your video. You're awesome, by the way. that Canva has been like, oh my gosh, I love it. But yeah, you're awesome on your videos. So
well, thank you. So here's the one for social media. So if you register for Canva, like I said, it's a free site, and you're not sure how your pictures need to be. If you have a picture you want to use, all you have to do is register for Canva, come in here, click social media, and just determine which one of the social media profiles you want. It has the Instagram, it has the Facebook. Okay, so Facebook's 940 by 77. So that's, if you don't need that or don't want to use Canva, and you just want to choose a picture, just remember that these are the parameters that you need for Facebook to pick up that picture on your website. So when you choose a feature image, it needs to be at least this size for it to use it on Facebook. So that's one thing you need to remember. If you don't want to sign up for Canva, then you write these parameters down. Then if you have Windows and you have the media program, then you can just like the paint program, which comes with Windows standard, then you can go in there and you can manipulate your picture. The only thing you have to remember is when you do that, it will stretch your picture and sometimes it makes it fuzzy. Whereas with Canva, it doesn't. It actually fixes your pixel images so that your picture looks the same no matter what parameters it sets. So those are the two different things you need to be looking at. That if you don't want to use the Canva, that's fine. If you know the parameters and you want to use your paint program, then go in and adjust your parameters to that. Just make sure, just be aware that sometimes they don't fix the pixels. So your page will look either stretched out or it will look blurry.
Okay.
So just, you know, that's just some of the things you can use.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Other than if I don't use the Canva, it makes it distorted. Another quick question,
Yes.
because I'm just getting started into the marketing part on the social media. I feel like I'm getting old. I'm like, oh, the Instagram. Okay, like how. I see how you do the ads for the Facebook. Okay, so I haven't been on Instagram as much, so I could use some pointers on what I should do on the Instagram. I have an account. I don't go there as often as I should, but I'm going to start marketing on there. So suggestions, because I know you do a lot of this. So
yeah, on Instagram. Now, Instagram, you know, is basically with your phone. We used to have a great program called Grambler that we could use our computer with, but they did away with it. Instagram shut them down basically. And we haven't found a program that's as good as they are yet. There's one that's called later.com that you can use and actually set up your Instagram marketing, and then you get a it's a free program. It's called later.com, where you can actually import all your images into there, you sign up, you know, with your Instagram account, and then you schedule your Instagram post, and then you will get an alert on your Instagram saying that you have a scheduled, and then you just log into your Instagram and post that alert or post that ad that you have. Now, what I also do is I have downloaded my all of my information is actually in my Dropbox. And then I have also put my templates in my Dropbox. So whenever I want to do an Instagram, then I make sure that I have my Dropbox available. I've also downloaded all of my memes into my Instagram portfolio so that they're theirs. And all I have to do is just click them up, click on which one I want. And then I just type in a blog or an advertising. I always have my link in there for my Instagram. Same thing, I pull up my templates, copy on my phone, just depending on what kind of phone server you're using. You know, just hold it down, it'll say copy. It usually highlights it just like it does with the computer. Copy it, then pull up your Instagram account, paste it in, and then pull up your image, and then just send it out. The Instagram is nothing but advertising and personal information. You'll see all the time people talking about, you know, I'm gonna Instagram this, or I found this great outfit, you know, or this is what happened to me today, you know. So it's more as Instagram is Facebook revved up. But the thing about it is they still have the parameters. You can't advertise more than 5 times a day on Instagram. They won't let you do it more than 15 or 20-minute intervals at one time. So, but there again, you still want to make sure that for every ad you're posting at least one personal thing too. On Facebook, the same thing. For every ad you post, you want to do at least 2 personals on there. So, you know, in the mornings, you don't want to do a wine ad at 7 o'clock in the morning. You usually leave your wine ads at night. You can do your coffee, you can do your clothing, you can do your Bitcoin, you can do just about anything else. You can do travel, you know, any other thing you can do early in the mornings. You want to save and reserve your wines for in the afternoons, usually after, you know, 4 or 5. That's when people get in and see that. They don't want to see you advertising wine at, you know, like I said, early morning hours. And do the same thing with Instagram. You know, post, hey, this is my, you know, Christmas tree that I did, my decorations. Same thing with your wine openings. You can do the same thing, your box openings, Instagram it, you know, do a little video, Instagram video, and post it. Hey, and I got mine set up in front of my tree. I'm going to do it later today. Is your wine opening. You know, my catchphrase is going to be, hey, I have Christmas every month by opening my new wines. And you know, I'm going to try to figure out how to do an ad with that. But that's one of the things you can do with Instagram. And then Instagram, it just, anybody that likes it and sees it, because it automatically goes out to everybody, then they can like and start following you. And same thing, they'll send an invite for you to start liking them and following them. The thing with Instagram is you want to get more likes than you do follows. And then that way, whoever is following that person will be able to see your information as well, and they can like and follow you. And then they'll do the same thing. They'll start purchasing, they'll start reading. But you want to make sure that anytime you do have a post, if you don't have a link attached with your post, that your picture at least has a link in it. That's why I say Canva's so great. You can go in and put that link in there. You can just do like I did, just put your initial website, or if you want it to go to a particular page, like the wine page or coffee page. I have mine, just my Shop with Mama Chief, you know, just my basic web URL in there. That way they can come and see everything. So it just depends on how you want to market yourself.
Perfect. When you do your unboxing, will you have a video that you can share with us? I would love to see it.
Yeah, I haven't done one yet. I have it set up. I got my tree set up and stuff. I've actually staged around my Christmas tree. And I'm waiting for my husband. He just left to go to the gym. So we're going to wait till tonight. And I'm going to have my tree lit. And I'm going to be sitting in front of my tree. And I'm going to have, you know, everybody knows I don't drink, but I'm going to have a glass of wine. And it's actually going to be apple juice. Either that, or it might be a red punch. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do it. I actually have a smoke colored wine glass. So I might just put it in there, then nobody can tell what it is. And then I'm going to have it set in front of the tree, and I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to open it up and say, hey, I have Christmas every month. Do you want Christmas every month too? You know, with these great Napa Valley wines. And then I'm going to open it up and pull out the different wines. I still haven't opened it. I don't know what I'm going to have yet. And then I'm going to kind of use that as a marketing tool.
Awesome.
Yeah, you know, just say, I have Christmas every month to myself. I gift myself every month with wine. And, you know, kind of play into that. It's going to be short and sweet. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do my dialogue, but I got my scene set up. And so that'll be a good marketing tool. Especially if you're in the wine program, that's one of your bigger expenses that you have. So you want to make sure you get that revenue coming in. So right now is the time to hit people like that. Oh yeah, I can gift myself. I'm giving everybody else something. I'm gonna give myself the gift throughout the year, you know. So that's one of the things I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to word it. But once I get it on there, I'll probably put it on my YouTube, because I'm getting a lot of views on my YouTube that I know are not always people here on our PBS. So that's a good thing. So I want to have that out there for people to see. As well. And YouTube actually sent me something in the email wanting me to do some kind of marketing or revenue thing with them. So I might have to look into that. So
okay, sounds good. Would you be so kind as to put your YouTube in the chat, because I want to follow it?
I sure will. I'll do that before we get off today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, because the marketing part for me and the advertising, I'm kind of struggling a little bit.
Okay.
So any ideas that I can grab will help.
No problem. And the easiest thing about the advertising is like, okay, there's some background noise. Whoever has.
Yeah, somebody's got background noise.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
It's no troubleshooting. If sometimes they'll tell you, or there's the 1-800 number.
Thank you. All right, I'm hearing some male voices in the background.
I think it's muted now.
All right. Okay.
Kim, I think it's you.
I got her. Okay. All right. So what we're doing, so when you do your advertising, that's why I said when you do sit down to do your advertising, if you know what your pages are going to be that you want to advertise, it's great to go ahead and have those templates set up. And they're not really hard to do. You're just doing little blurbs about your product, about your page. And it can be anything. You know, you can have a really long one, you can have a really short one. It just depends on what you want to say and how you want to say it. And you want to make sure you have your headlines, which is all your headline is a catchy phrase. So like this is the one I did on my relationships and sex page. And I have my different things here, my headlines. And I'm getting a lot of hits on this one, improve your relationship. And then, you know, just different things, your fantasy come to life. I've got a lot of hits with that. So you can actually see how things are going. Here's one I did on my dating. I have several different dating sites that I have approved for. And so I just create, you know, the headlines that I want to use that I think people might search for that are catchy. Try to use my key phrase in there if at all possible, or a variation on my key phrase. I put my link that I want to use, and then I have a description. I always have at least one, but usually that one I can split up into a couple different ones. Most of the time I have two that I can use. Here's one that I have for my vegan products, healthy food alternatives. These are like for grain-fed beef, you know, makeup, skincare, things like that. And so I have descriptions for those. I always have my thing in here. Then like this one is Wine Lovers Unite. I have one little thing here, but I have several different links that can go to this one ad. Then I have my clothing sites. I have a couple of different ones, and then I have two different advertisings that I can use. I can mix and match them. I can always come up and add more. If I think of another headline that would be really good, I can put that in there. Again, here's my wine. I have a couple of different ones for wine. Here's the one I did for Halloween. Here's my easy meals. And then like my weight loss, I have my headlines for here. Then I have my different 1 and 2 promotions. This one's for year round. This one's for Christmas exclusively, and New Year's. And then I have my seasonal ads. So here's that. And I have a couple of different ones. Actually, I have 3 different ones. They're all going to the same program. This one's going to the newest one I made. But I can mix and match all of these with this one headline. So when I go sit down in front of my ads, be it my Instagram or my my classified art ads or my Facebook, I already have my ad ready. I just have to reword it maybe or work it differently. But for the most part, my template's here. I just copy it in there with my headline. And then if I want to add to it or take away to it, I already have my thought there. I already have my link in place. All I have to do is say, do I need to change this at all, or is it okay the way it is? Most of the time I just leave it. That just saves me the top process of having to think something up, and I can just keep going, you know, do as many as I can. So this is what I do whenever I finish a page, or if I have a page that I've revamped, I come back in and I do this. It's like, okay, it's fresh in my mind. I just got finished doing it. Give me some ideas. Give me some headlines, some pointers. All right, what did I just write about? What's good and relevant about this program or about this page that I wrote? And I have, you know, like this one, I have 8 pages of ads on this particular one that I started on 6/21. My other one, my original one, has 27 pages. And I work back and forth just depending on which one I want to use. So if you have these templates, I also have them saved in my Google Docs. And the good thing about your Google Docs is you have a spreadsheet and a Word document in your Google Docs. And as long as you have a phone that has your email on it, you can pull up your Google Doc, or you can pull the app up in your app store for your doc sheets. And you can take those with you. So if you're standing in line at the grocery store or traveling somewhere with, like when my husband drives everywhere, sometimes when we're traveling to my parents or his parents, I'll be doing ads. I'll pull up my Google Docs, copy it and paste it over in Facebook, or copy it and paste it over in classifieds for free or USNet ads, whatever I've pulled up on my phone. I use my phone all the time, just like I use my computer. So if your phone has the capability of downloading that stuff and has the memory, you can use it the same way you do with your computer. It just takes a little bit of time and practice to figure out how to work it.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes when I'm at work, I use to do my V-marketing.
Yep.
But what I do is I set it up the night before, and then I email it to myself. So all I have to do is copy and paste
Yep.
it.
Yep. So, I mean, same thing with if you have your Google Docs or have your docs downloaded on your phone, you can pull up your Google Doc sheet right there on your phone, copy and paste your information over and be good. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Well, that has been such a great help. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. All right. Who's next? All right. I got something in the chat.
Hello, Sheila.
Yes.
Hi, my name's Lynette. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Annette?
I'm good. I'm good. I want to ask you about the background color in the PBS.
Okay.
There's different colors and I like them, but I would like to put a background picture. How can I do that?
All right. So if you want to do a picture, you're going to go to your dashboard. Now you can do one of two things. You can upload a picture in your media file. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Appearance.
Okay.
And you're going to go to Header.
Okay.
I think it's Header. It might be customized. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, this is it. You're going to go to Header. And you're going to have some options over here on the side. So your site identity is where you're going to change your actual name of your website. So mine's Shop with Mama Chief. You can have a tagline, like mine's your one-shop virtual shopping experience, or you cannot. You don't have to have one. And that's where you can change that. And then you have your social media. So if you want people to connect with you on your Facebook, you can put that there. Your Twitter, you can put in your LinkedIn.
Right.
You don't do Google Plus anymore. And your email doesn't work because it puts an HTTPS in front of your email, and the email does not have an HTTP address. So your email doesn't work.
Okay.
Now, if you want to change, like these images right here is your header images, you can go in there and change that. You can upload pictures in there, put whatever you want to. They prefer it to be a particular size, which is the long, skinny one like this. I don't always have that. I kind of put what I like, yeah, it takes up extra space and, it has a lot of wasted space, but, whatever your website you like, you can put on there. And then you have your colors right here.
Right.
This is the color I chose for my writing. So when I write, it's all black, but when somebody comes to my website, my bold is in purple. So my menus are in purple. My headlines are in purple. The titles are in purple. My headline or headers are the color I want them to be, what I choose. But my main title is going to be in purple, not always in black. So that's where you can change your color. Here's your background image.
Right.
So this is what I've chosen. You want your background image to not overpower your actual content or your page. But you can still have whatever you want to in there. So if you see around my border here, you can see this background. And I just uploaded this from Google. So all you have to do is when you come to your background, you just hit change image. It's going to send you to your media library. If you're not in your media library, then you go to upload file and you just choose a file. And then once you select that file, it's going to show up and then you can tell it how you want it. You want it to fill up the screen. If you want it to fit the screen, if you want it to repeat, which means it has the different blocks all the way down. I just have mine to fill the screen. And then that way, no matter where my picture is, if my page is a little bit narrower than my screen, then my background shows up. You also want to remember that your background will bleed through your pages. So if you have a really bold background and say it has a lot of images on it, or let me show you. I'll do that. Hold on. Let me show.
Okay.
I'm just going to pull one up. Say I want to use this one.
Right.
All right. And I'm going to choose this image. So as you can see in the background, see the skeletons showing up in the background of your paper?
Oh, yeah. I see.
So that's why you want to be cautious of what you use because it will show up in your background. And then, so once you finish and decide what you want, then you want to hit your publish. And once you hit your publish, then that will be your background.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds good.
All right. And then, there's several of the different things that you can use in there. Where you go? Okay. So once you get your background done, and then you have, you can change your menu around your widgets. As you can see, mine reverted back because I didn't click on publish. So unless you click on that publish, it will go back to whatever you want to. And you can change your background, until you actually find the one that you want, until you get it unique. But like I said, just be cautious. You don't want it to overpower your website. And then just remember also that color is going to bleed through your pages. So they'll be able to see it through your pages when they pull it up.
Okay. Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
Okay, I'm working on my Sephora page, and I'm on the site and I logged in. So I want to know about the company. So I click on about. Matter of fact, I clicked on, let's see. I clicked on influences, right? When I did that, it takes me to a page. 1 second. No, it's not doing it. Let's see, try brands. Okay, let me log in again. So it took me to a page and it had like a red triangle with an exclamation point. And it said like the site is not safe. So.
Is that for Sephora?
Yeah, it says your connection is not private. Go back to safety or go to advanced.
That could be your firewall setting. It could be set too severe that it won't let it go through. So it just depends on how your firewall setting is. Sephora is a public website for travel. So yeah, so it just depends on how your firewall, that's why you're getting that. That's from your security on your computer.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with Sephora. It's actually your security parameters. So check and make sure you don't have them that they're really severe. You kind of want them to be medium to medium high, not high.
Oh, thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
All right.
Sheila?
Yes.
LaRuth has a question. Her sound isn't working.
About
the DC2WA.
Okay, what is? Let's see. She said something else.
The pictures from changing DC to Wine Ambassador.
Oh, the pictures in your website.
I believe.
All right.
Yes, she said yes.
Okay. All right. So what you need to do is when you go to there, the pictures, the video that Roy wants you to use is on, where is that video? Is it in episode 19? The new video for Wine Ambassador.
I think so, Sheila.
Yeah. So when you go to those, where is mine? I got so many wine pages.
For someone that doesn't drink.
I know. I was actually talking to a student the other day, and he was telling me, he's like, well, I read on here that the wines have sulfates in it. And I was explaining to him, yes, wines do have sulfates. All wines have sulfates, or sulfites, however you pronounce it. And because that was one of the big things with DC is they were talking about how wine does not have, you won't get headaches due to sulfites. And it's not the sulfites that are naturally occurring, because you do get sulfites from the breakdown of the fermentation process. That's the natural byproduct of the breakdown to ferment the wine. Where they get the headaches from sulfites is the chemically added sulfites that they used for when they mass produce these wines. They want the same flavor year after year after year after year. Natural producing wines, you don't get the same flavor every year. That's why you have some vintages that the years are better than others, depending on how the grape was, the soil, the weather, the climate, and all that. Some grapes cure better one from year to year, so you're going to get a different flavor from year to year. Some wineries, they want the same flavor. These mass-produced, what Rory calls Kool-Aid wines, they want the same flavor year after year after year after year. The law says for wine production, you cannot add to the wine if it's not a naturally occurring byproduct of the wine. So they chemically make these sulfites so that the wine has the same taste and color year after year after year. That's what causes people to get the headaches, is they put these extra sulfites in there, these extra additives, so to speak, to get that same flavor and same color, but your body can't break it down. So by it trying to break it down, it causes the body to have a chemical reaction. That naturally produces a headache because your body can't handle it, don't know what to do with it. So I was explaining that to a student. He says, "Are you sure you don't drink wine?" I was like, "I'm positive, but I researched everything." I said, if I don't know something, I'm going to find out exactly what it is. Hey, Kat, glad you're here. Yes. All right. So you are talking about the episode 19. It has the embedded code for the wines. Now the pictures, you can still save the pictures if you want to that are there. The video is the only thing that you have to change unless it says like this one, I got to change it out. I really don't need to because this doesn't even say DC at all. Well, it does say DC prefer wine, but they don't know what DC is. But it's just talking about Cabernets and a food pairing. So that's a good thing. So it doesn't necessarily say direct sellers or anything like that. So you can actually go in, depending on if it actually says direct sellers, then yes, you need to change that. But this just says DC. They can say whatever they want to, but it just talks about this Cabernet that they can get and what it pairs well with. I use Snippet. If you have Microsoft Office, I think it's 7 or 8 and above, you have Snippet. It's the snipping tool. And so all I did was when I went to my pages and I wanted to get actual information, I just logged into my Wine Ambassador profile. I went to the wines. I actually went to the Grand Cru, about where it says about Grand Cru. Just go here, corporate view. And once it comes up, then I just used that snipping tool and took pictures of what was there, just snipped the information that was there. So like I didn't do this. Like this, you can actually snip that. That's some good information. I snipped the actual wine program that talks about the different wines, the tasting notes. So like this, I snipped this and put this in there. And then up underneath the picture, I put, you know, for customers in the US only currently. And then the refer 3, I actually snipped this and put that in there. So different things like this here, I snipped that and used it. And then your different membership fees. So you can snip these pictures and put in your website. I didn't do this because this gets too complicated for people. You only do this after they get in and explain the information to them. I don't put this in my websites. Some people do, I didn't. But these, I just snipped them and put them in there. So when you have the pages that you go to for your wine, and it's talking about the different cost, then that's where you can go to your Wine Ambassador and pull that up. Same thing with the wines. You can just go and pull any picture of a wine. If it just doesn't have a label, you can do like wine glasses. You can do like wine shop or red wine, white wine, and just use those different pictures. Now, if it actually has DC in it, take it out. Their logo, what was it? Okay. That's not very good right there. What was it? Get in, get wine, get social. I think that's their key phrase, but I still use it because they're gone out of business. You know, I have it a lot, but you can also, you know, change that to whatever the wine ambassador slogan is. So you just want to change the ones out that have DC. But if it's just a wine picture that's here or there, as long as it doesn't have DC, you can leave that there. The only video you need to do is the wine for your DC. And let me go here and I'll show you.
Sheila, I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt real quick. It's Tina.
Uh-huh.
When you go ahead and show that, will you also show the pictures on how to change, like, you know how it has on the right-hand side on the PBS, you can put the website on the picture itself, like the link?
Yes. Will do.
Like on the picture when you're going to edit the pictures?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the during the PBS, when you're on that page, how you can change the like the picture, it'll give you an option on the right side there to edit the or to add a link to it.
Gotcha.
Because some of the pictures that are used that we have in our system, in Rory's system, sometimes I've noticed have different links to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it just depends on, you want to make sure, because some of them might be internal links. Okay, I don't know who keeps blowing their nose, but that's kind of rude. So if you could just mute yourself when you have to do that, that would be much appreciated. Thank you. So like with here is our, depending on what block you use. So if you're using just a regular block, which is here, then they've changed it. It used to be over here where you put your image, but if you've done your update, then your link is right here. So this one is going to my wine ambassador link, which is fine. If you're using a classic, so here is the encryption for your picture. So I'm just going to copy this and show you how to use that. So say this was still the direct sellers. It would say an intro to direct sellers right here. So what you would want to do is just go above this picture and get your little plus sign. You want to go and add an HTML code, and you're going to copy that and paste that code in there. Okay, and then you're going to click preview. And that preview is going to show you your picture. And then all you're going to do is you're going to come here and click on the picture till you get your 3 dots. Click your 3 dots and click remove block. And then that will get you your video in there. Now you cannot, you can't link your video. It's just a video there for information. Now your pictures, on the other hand, like this one here, it's in classic. Its whole paragraph is in classic form. So you're going to come up here, you're going to click link. This is my wine ambassador, which is fine. And you want to have it your wine ambassador. And then make sure that your alternative text is always there, which is wine business opportunity. Alternative text is key for when people are using Google search, because your picture can show up in Google Images based on their search. So you always want to make sure your alternative text is on all your pictures and make sure that they do include your focus key phrase. So I'm trying to see one that does not have, like this one says fine wine, which is fine because then it would link them to my fine wines page. Same thing with this one. This is going to my wine ambassador. I think I have all my pictures going to my wine ambassador. So yeah. And what you can do, so let's see what this one, yep, that one's going to my wine ambassador as well. Where's this one going? Yep. So all my pictures are linked to my wine ambassador. But say I want one to go to an internal link. So instead of going to my wine ambassador link, say I want it to go to an internal link. So I can come in here and type in an internal link. And then that way, when they click on this picture, it takes them back to my Find Wines page. All right, so you can do that as well. And then I'm going to click here, and I always open all of mine in a tab, in a new tab. That's just what I want it to do. And then I update my page once I get done. And then that way I have my internal link. And so you want to make sure when you go down to your SEO down here, it will let you know if you have an internal link or not. So mine readability is actually, so I got too much passive. I got a section that's too long, and I don't have enough subheading. So I got some work to do on this page. What do you mean my internet is unstable? So I'm gonna go through here and see if I can find where this page is that it says I have more than 300 words. And I might just go ahead and put a little subheading in there, and it could be anywhere. That looks about right there. So I'm just going to click here. I'm going to do a classic block, and I'm going to say, I'm going to put my color purple. I'm going to put a heading 3. Okay, and then click on my update. And then let's see what else that says. I think I got a couple of them that need to be fixed like that.
Sheila, could you put a picture instead of a subheading, or does it have to be?
If it says a subheading, you have to do a subheading. That means that you got more words, like it says there's 300 words, and that includes spacing. So if you have a lot of spacing, they count that spacing as a character. So you want to be aware of that. So I think this might be another one.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna come here, and you can, put another one, and I'm going to do another subheading, do green.
So Sheila, I got a quick question.
Yes.
So okay, so that's how you're doing the different colors. Is this classic block? Now,
yes.
We have to change it after we're done, or we can leave the PBS or the pages in a classic block.
Yeah, the thing about it is if your whole page is in classic, you can't add a block in it. Yeah, so if I came to this page and it said classic at the top and the whole page is classic, you can't separate it. In other words, you won't get this plus sign anywhere in that page.
So, right. So how do you avoid all that now? Because that's where I'm kind of struggling on the pages. Because I was like, I think I figure it out, but half the time I'm half tired when I do it, which is really bad.
Now, you're fine. So what happens is if you are in a classic block and your whole page is classic, you can still modify it in classic. So like this one here is in classic. And the reason I know that is because it's asking me to change it to paragraph. So once you do that, when you get the classic, let me find one that'll give me the classic. Oh, all this is in block. Let me find one that's actually, you know what, I can create another one. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to go classic, and I'm going to show you how we can do it. I'm just going to go ahead and create a whole new paragraph. I'm going to do this one in red. Okay. And so right here, I'm going to put Okay. So I actually did this in Classic, and as you can see, it has the Classic. It has my toolbar up here. So now if I wanted to add a picture to this, maybe I want to put some chocolate here. So because I'm in Classic, I have the option to choose where I want that picture to go. So I just put my cursor wherever I think it might add up to. Since I have a picture on this side, let's put one over here on this side. So I put my cursor right there beside day, and I'm going to hit this icon up here, which is your media icon, and it's going to open up my media library. So then all I need to do is, if I can't find a picture in here that I want to use for my media library, then I'll just go and upload one. But I know I have one in here with chocolate and wine. So let me find it real quick. Actually, I like this one because she's relaxing in the bath, but it's not. Yeah, let's try that one. So I can put that in there, and I'm going to insert it into my page, and then it's going to put it there. It's not going to have it any particular alignment, but I want it to go to the left side, and then I can just drag and drop the corners to make it the size I want it to make it, and then I can link it. I actually have a new page in my website. So again, since I'm modifying my page, I always have 2 pages open so that I can find the links that I want. So once I open this up, it's going to be in my dashboard. I'm going to go to all pages, and I'm going to type in bath in my search, and it's going to pull up any pages that I have with bath. I know I got one. I hope I don't have it. I need bath. Maybe it's bubbles. Okay, maybe I didn't put it in here. There we go. So I have this. So I'm going to go and hit quick edit or edit. And then I'm going to grab my permalink, which is here. Copy that address. Go back to my page. Hit my edit pencil. On my alternative text, it's going to be wine business, since I am still on my wine business page. And I'm going to click my link to. I'm going to hit custom URL. And I'm going to paste in my link that I copied. And I'm going to make sure it opens in a new tab. And my image attributes is also going to be the same thing as my key phrase.
Now, on the image attribute, do we have to, every picture we put what's on the key phrase, or can 1 or 2 pictures be a little different?
It can be a little different, but you want to make sure that you have a page that relates to that key phrase. Because what happens is when, this is how Google works on images. Once they click on that key phrase and they click images, your image shows up. So they can copy your image or whatever they want to do with it. But if they double click that image, it takes them to the site that that image came from. So if you don't have a page related to that key phrase or that attribute, then it won't go anywhere. So you want to make sure, so you want to make sure that your pages are linked and that it does have a key phrase. So like if I wanted to do that one with wine, relaxing baths, then I could do that. I just need to make sure that my link takes them to the page I want them to go to explaining relaxing baths. So you don't want to have it have an obscure keyword up there and then your page takes into something that's totally different from your key phrase. So you want to make sure that your key phrase and your link kind of correspond together. But yes, you can have different key phrases. You just want to make sure that when you get to the bottom and look at your SEO, it doesn't give you that reading where it says you're linking this page to another page that's already using it, because sometimes it will do that. That means that that's telling you that you're using a key phrase there that you're already using somewhere else.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes. And sometimes when you get that, that means that your affiliate is using that key phrase and they don't like it. That means you're competing with yourself. So either you have to alter your key phrase just a little bit. Sometimes you can use the word a or change the word to s, and that will get rid of it. But most of the time when you're using that, that means there's a page in your system that you're already using that key phrase, or your affiliate is using that same key phrase. That doesn't mean you have to get rid of it. It just means you're competing with your own affiliate for Google placement.
Right. And what does it say again? It says you're linking to what?
You're linking this page to another
page.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're using this keywords in another page. And it'll say, don't do that, or something like that.
Yeah, I remember seeing something like that, and I was like, well, how the hell do I get rid of that?
Yep. And that's what it means. It means either your affiliate's using that same key phrase, or you are using it in another page somewhere. So either you're competing with your affiliate or you're competing with yourself. And like I said, usually if you know you haven't used that key phrase at all, then that means your affiliate's using it. So just tweak it a little bit. Usually you can add an S, use an ing. Just change it a little bit on the key phrasing, and you'll be fine. And in that way, you don't have to change your whole page, because usually you won't get that until you get to the very end and you're almost done.
Yeah.
And then you'll get that you're linking it to another page.
Perfect. Okay, that was awesome. That's very helpful. Thank you. Now I know why it was doing that.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Yeah. So episode 19 is where there is the code for the video, and you just need to open up an HTML code, paste the new code in there. I probably go in and let me go ahead and do that now. I'll take it out and we'll post it here I'll post it in the chat. So if you don't have this code, go to the chat and get it.
Does that also have the code that doesn't allow anybody else to?
It should, because I got it straight off Rory's.
Okay.
So yeah, it should have that in there.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there's the code in the chat for your Wine Ambassador video. So that's how you do that. So let me go and see how my SEO changed since I added that paragraph in there. So now I'm green and green. So now it's just got my passive and transition. So if I go in there, and actually my passive went down from 12.7 to 11.8. So if I go in there and change that a little bit more, work on some of my paragraphs, but now I went from orange to green. So that's great. So now everything's good. My flush score is up. You want to try to make sure that this score is between 60 and above. That just means it's easy for people to read. You have good short paragraphs, good short sentences. You have enough spacing in between. You have enough breakup as far as your headers compared to your paragraphing. And that means you'll have more people reading it. The higher this score is, the more easier it is for people to read it. So I'm going to update this page and call it good. All right. So any more questions? Did that take care of that particular subject, or do I need to go over anything else?
I think you did great, at least for me.
Okay. All right, so who's next?
I had a question, but now I can't remember what it was.
It'll come to you. Do you have anything else you want me to go over?
Me too.
I had this is off another question off the what we're doing here. It's in regards to Wine Ambassador.
Uh-huh.
So I know you've got different levels of entry and a part in Wine Ambassador. I don't know how to explain this, but you know how, okay, you got customers, and then you've got
you have the elite, you have the reserve, you have the estate, then you have the reserve, and then you have the Grand Cru.
So I was reading up on all of these and trying to figure out where I set in these this program?
Okay, you should be, if you go into your wine ambassador back office at the very top, it'll tell you what you are.
Okay, so I'm not a customer though, right?
No, you're not a customer.
Okay, and what's the difference between a customer and not a customer?
Okay, a customer, when they come in as a customer, they get their wines at $99.95 a month. They get the same 4 wines that you do as an elite or as a Grand Cru or as a estate reserve. They still get the same wines. They can go in and reorder. The only thing about the difference is they can't make money off of it. They can get their 3 and free, just like you can get your 3 and free. The only way they can make commissions off of it is they upgrade to an ambassador, which is they come in as an estate. I mean, what is it? I keep forgetting. Yeah, an estate, a reserve, or Grand Cru.
So if they're just a customer, they still have to be in the month of the club.
Yeah, they still have to be in a club because this is a wine club. They can't come in and say, I just want to order this particular wine and be done with it. They can go in and put a hold on their wine and say, yeah, I don't want it this month, but I'll come back and order it next month. But if they go, I think it's 3 months without ordering, they drop off their membership. And then they'll have to come back in and reapply again to be a member.
Okay. And is as a person that's a member, will our membership stay the same?
Yes. It will stay the same no matter which level you come in at.
Okay.
So every month you'll know exactly, like mine's with tax in North Carolina and everything, I think it's right at $130 and some change. I know every month that's what it's going to be. It's not going to change unless I go in and say, hey, I want to order an extra case or extra half case. Then depending on what level you came in, then you get either 10 or 15 or 20% off that extra order.
Okay, because I ordered 4 extra, and it was cheaper than what my monthly is.
And it probably will be because you get that extra discount. We don't get that discount on our monthly order, on our monthly auto ship.
That's not fair. How is that?
I know it. But, but then again, they count it off, because you'll get that volume now. So when you look in your back office, you'll have volume next week. Or when that wine ships in, you'll actually have a volume sitting in there. So you can actually make money off your own self.
Okay. So. Yeah, because I ordered that extra one and they told me it'd be in on the 16th. Well, I got it last week.
And but you're right there in California though, right?
Yes.
So it just
depends. That's why.
Yeah. So that might be why, because mine, they tell me it's going to take 3 to 5 days, and it usually takes about 7 to 10 because I'm all the way in the East Coast. So it takes a little bit longer for me to get it from what they say, but I know it's going to come. So, but yeah.
And I noticed that you can't, I don't know where, or if they do have it available, like where you want to pick just a certain type of wine that you liked.
They don't have that yet where you can go and pick the different wines and shop for different wines. I know Rory's working on that, but they don't have it yet where you can just shop I think right now you can, when you go to order, you can order all reds or all whites. You do know that when you order all reds though, there's an extra, I think it's $15 or $20 surcharge for getting just the all reds. I don't think there's a surcharge on the whites, but I know there is on the reds because of the processing. But yeah, that's the only thing right now that we can do is just get either all reds or all whites.
Okay.
But we can't just order.
Again, the champagne, I keep hearing about champagne. Is that something you have to order separate?
No, the champagne is going to come only in your order. So anybody that ordered, I think he said December orders, if you have an order that's coming in December, if you already got your order for December, then it wasn't in there, but anybody that's getting ordered in January will have the champagne, or they call it the sparkling wine. It's not necessarily champagne, it's sparkling wine is what they call it. But if your order has not shipped for December yet, like mine, my order is always on the 20th of every month. That's just the way I've set it up. So I'll get the sparkling wine in my December and in my January order. He said it'll come in twice. So if you have an early order date, then your wine was boxed up in November, so you might not have gotten it in December. But if you have a late December order date, then you most likely will get it in your late December order date, but definitely in your January one.
Okay. So I should, no matter what, I should be getting some.
Yeah, you should be getting one.
Okay.
Sheila, real quick, I sent you a private message, so when you
I
get
see
a
that.
chance.
Sheila,
Yes.
you
Okay.
mentioned that if you're a customer and Wine Ambassador customer and you don't order for 3 months, anything beyond that, you lose your membership.
Yes.
Does that hold true for the state reserve and Grand Cru level too? Can they suspend, so to speak?
You can suspend, but you can't have consecutive suspensions or they will drop you and you have to come back. DC did the same thing. You can have suspension. You can, say, hold my orders. Like if you're going out of town or something when your order is supposed to be there, then you can either change your order date to an earlier order date or you can suspend it for that month. Just remember whenever, especially as a member, an estate member or a reserve member, any kind of ambassador, I should say, when you reserve or put a hold on your wine, you don't get that volume for that month. So your commissions will be held too. So that's one of the things you have to be aware of, that when you do stop your shipments, your auto ship or your smart ship, your commission stop too. So your group can be getting money, getting volume coming in, but because you don't get your auto ship for that month, you won't be eligible for your commission. But yeah, if you go consecutive months and not re-up your order, they can drop you.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So there's penalties. So I would, just check in with that, but you still have your $50 renewal every month, but just remember every month that you don't get that auto ship, you're losing your commissions because they won't pay your commissions unless you are getting your wine.
$50 renewal?
I mean, not every month. I mean, every year, yearly.
Okay.
Yeah, not every month. Yeah, the ones that are doing it every month, the $50 monthly, is those that, non-product, and it's only at currently, I don't know if they're going to change it. It's only for the states that do not allow wine to be shipped, and the countries that can't get shipped wine. So I think Australia is getting ready to come online. Canada's getting ready to come online. I don't know about the UK. Roy made mention that he might go into China before he goes into UK, because China's wine has tripled in the last 8 months, and they're ordering their wine from Australia because they can't get it from the States. So that's something they're looking into. That China is looking as wine. They don't drink it. They're more beer and liquor thing, but wine to them is a status symbol for the United States. So they're always trying to keep up with the United States. So they buy wine as a status symbol that says, hey, I'm like the US. So that's why they're purchasing wine, but they're getting it from Australia because the United States doesn't ship wine to China. So that's my next research so far. But that's going to be, he alluded to that on one of our instructor trainings. So, but Australia and Canada are definitely going to be in, hopefully he said by end of December, but definitely by January.
Of this year?
Coming up, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Hopefully, he said they should be live. He's hoping that Australia at least to be live by the end of the month. If not, he said definitely by January, end of January.
Oh, what about some of the states in the United States, like Kentucky and?
He's not sure about that, and because it's not Wine Ambassador, it's the shipping companies.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't deliver wine in certain quantities, or they can't guarantee delivery of those products. So that's why they don't deliver them. And I'm sure he's looked, because Utah is one of them. Roy can't get his wine. He has to go across the border. Kentucky used to, for whatever reason, it got left off of the do not ship or the non-ship states. And there are some people that ordered that are in Kentucky, and they don't have their wine, and we're not sure what they're doing about it. So I know if you have not received your wine and you have access to your back office, go to your back office and go to customer support, put in your name, your ID number and tell them exactly what's going on, they will get to it and find out what's going on. If you don't hear from them within a few days, go in and create another ticket. But you yourself go in, if you have access to your back office, like where I'm at now, go to your customer support and create a ticket and say, hey, I haven't got my wine. If you have access to pull up where your wine's been drafted out of your account, snip that portion and send that with it. Say, hey, this is where it's been taken out of my account. I still haven't gotten wine. What's going on? And they should be able to handle that. If you haven't heard anything, like I said, just go here to where it says customer support and click on that and fill out the information there. Make sure you have your number that they can look you up, put your name and information and the date that your wine got drafted or whatever, and let them know exactly what's going on, and they will handle it from there. Because Brett will see it, Roy will see it, and our support line will see it. So you got 3 eyes on it that will be able to look for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, next question.
Well, I have a question about the estate level. What it says it includes in it. Did I see that it includes a case of 12 bottles?
If you came in at $300, we were grandfathered in, so we didn't get the case. So anybody going forward that comes in and pays the $300, they will get the case. But because we were grandfathered in, we didn't get the case. Those that came over from DC, now if you upgrade from estate to reserve, it says you get 2 cases, but there again, because we were grandfathered in and didn't initially pay the full price, you will get 1 case.
Okay.
You will get 1 case. You won't get 2. Same thing with Grand Cru. When you come into Grand Cru, you still will get 1 case, but you will get the 6 bottles valued at $7.50.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Any more questions? Who's next? Floor is open. Let's see, you got something.
I think I'm good. I just need to get motivated again.
Yeah. And that happens if you have a lapse, you know, or something happened, because, you know, life gets in the way. I hate to say it, you know, there's some things that happen with me. Like I said, my son and his fiance split up. Me and my husband were empty nesters and having the time of our life. And then next thing you know, I got a 28-year-old son and 2 grandkids. And it's like, what?
No.
You know, and it's just a constant thing, you know, and it is every day. And now my husband is on vacation. He gets 8 weeks a year, and he takes 4 weeks in December. So he takes, you know, 3 weeks in December and the first week in January. So now I have a husband at home, and it's just like, you're in the way. Go do something.
Yeah.
You know,
I start on the 18th and taking leave from work till I come back to work on the 6th. So I'll be home that whole time. So I'm going to dedicate to my PBS.
Well, we'll have to get on the phone then and make sure we get connected again and get started.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we'll definitely get back, because then we can get our times together and see what we can hash out. And I'm still on Rory about those of us that are in the South getting us a regional here. There's a couple of us that we can, you know, meet somewhere, either Raleigh, Charlotte, you know, any kind of Atlanta, you know, we could meet and have a couple of, and do what he was talking about, having those weekends where we just sit and do nothing but type pages and get everybody's website up and ready.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it.
Yes.
I told him, I said, I wouldn't mind. I said, I'll even go find a hotel to host it in. You know, I'm right here in Charlotte. There's plenty of places we could get. I have access to Raleigh if I need to get in Raleigh. We can find somebody in Atlanta if we need to. And Pat's up in Fayetteville. I'm sure there's places there in Fayetteville. That's right off the interstate. So we're interstate ready. Yeah.
Yep.
So we got
Yep.
95. I got 85 and 77 right here. So we can find a place. So I'm going to harp on and continue and say, hey, you know, we got plenty of places here. And I know there's a lot of people between Atlanta and Virginia that we could get to attend it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, us people out here on the East Coast can't afford to go out there to the West Coast.
It gets a little pricey.
Oh yeah.
All right. So somebody said on Bitcoin. So when you go to your computer, let me log out of here.
Yeah, it's messed up. They put out that new update, but it's not working. So I don't know what they did. But they messed it up because it doesn't work.
Yeah. So when you do log into your computer and you initially sign up, at the very bottom, it'll ask you to set up a wallet. Do you have a Bitcoin wallet? And it will ask you to set that up. And all you need to do is just go in and follow the instructions on how to set it up. I'm not a robot. I'm proved that I'm not a robot. And all you need to do is just go in and set up after you download the Smart Miner. Oh, I had 553 referral visits last month. Woohoo! So yeah, just when you come here to download your Smart Miner, it will give you the information. Hopefully it won't tell me again. To set up your Bitcoin wallet. And that's all you will need to do is go in and set that up. And once you set that up, then you'll be good. You just want to make sure that you save it, write down your information that you have on there. I'm trying to find it where I can, and this ranking never changes. I don't care how much it goes up, it never changes for me.
Right.
But yeah, and this is, you know, the different places you actually get to see, you know, your network and different people that have come in, where they come in, and how much you're mining, how much is coming out. And there's, you know, where you can get your referral links. They actually have banners. So if you wanted to come here and get banners, they don't have many, but you can actually get pictures there for your computer. So if you go here to, I think it's payments is where it's going to have it. Yeah. So if you go here to your payments, it'll ask you to go in and how to set up your payment, how to set up your Bitcoin wallet, and everything. It actually tells you once you get to 3 megabit mini, whatever that you can actually transfer it to your wallet. So all you need to do is when you go here, just click on it, and it should have a thing down at the bottom where you can actually go in and set up your Bitcoin wallet. Since mine's already set up and I already have it put in here, then it automatically will go to it. But since you don't have one, it'll be able to direct you on where to go in and set up your Bitcoin wallet.
They do take a percentage though.
Yep.
And then there's, you know, there's the other wallets that we have on our websites that you could use as well.
Yeah, you have Coinbase. And what's that other one? Omnix is another one. Both of those are free. And I'm just going to leave mine in there because I'm waiting for Stakebase to get approved in the US, and then I'm going to stake mine. That's going to be my next option. I got to research that some more. So, all right. Let me get my link for my YouTube. I'll put that on there. Do we have any more?
I have a question, if I may.
Yeah.
I have tried to download Smart Miner about 5 times. I've gone back to my group, and I have had very, very good suggestions, but my computer will not let it in. I have turned off my firewall. I have made exceptions in my Avest. And if it gets through Avest and I get an exception on Windows, I'm completely perplexed.
It's the new update's not working. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just not, it's not you. It's everybody.
Oh, okay.
It's not working.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's not to, yeah, if you, yeah, Avast is the perfect security program to use for computer. It's one of the few that you don't have to have a lot of exceptions. So like Pat said, if it's not working, it's because of the new update. And if you're on computer, you can't revert back to the old one if you haven't downloaded the first one. I don't think it has both options on there. So I would just wait until it's up and running. Just check back with it ever so often and see if you can download it again. If you have it set in there and you have the program in there, as soon as it's functional, you should be able to run it.
Yeah, if you still have the old one in your downloads, you can just go ahead and put that one back in. That's what I did. When I couldn't get the new one to run, I just put the old one back in. But you still have to have it in your downloads.
I never got the chance to put the old one in because I just downloaded it the other day.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm having trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you're going to have to wait till they fix the glitch in it.
Thank you, ladies.
You're very welcome. All right, so let me get this. Okay, let's see. Somebody else had something. Why that's. Okay, Cynthia, you have a good day.
Sheila, is there any other sites like Classifieds for free that, where you can do all the states like the same ad?
I haven't run across one yet, and trust me, I've been looking.
Yeah. That's so nice to be able to just sit there, click, 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 and put all the states in. But all these other ones, you can't duplicate it.
No. No, you have to change it up. And I have yet, and trust me, I'm looking, and I haven't found one yet that allows us to do what Classifieds for Free does. Now, you can go to the business. Classifieds for Free does have a free business profile. That's the one I was on just a second ago. It is not messed up, and you can do it the same way.
So there's no charge for that?
Mm-mm.
Oh. So what's the difference between the business and the regular one?
It's more lenient, I think. So far, that's the only thing I've seen. I really haven't seen a whole lot difference in it. So I'm putting my YouTube channel in here for those that need it or want it. And I'm actually going to go and show you right here. I just have a different profile set up. I put in a different password, not that you can't use the same password and everything. And I set it up for business. And
how do you get to that though, Sheila? How do you set up a business account with them?
You go in and just type in business. Like this one says business ads for free.
Okay.
Let's see. And it's I'll put this in the chat too. But it's through Classifieds. I didn't want to do that.
Can you put it on Skype too?
Mm-hmm.
Once yours is off, can't get back to the chat.
All right, so let me pull up Skype.
You can save the chat.
Yeah, if you.
Yeah, I've saved it once before, but then I couldn't find it.
Yeah, usually if you save it, it's usually saved in your most recent downloads or something like that. Usually mine saves in my documents.
I have a Mac, so it doesn't behave like a regular computer.
So you don't have a computer then?
Yeah.
I'm going to get in trouble here.
I don't have Mac. You can't run a computer on a Mac, so I don't have a computer on my Mac because you can't do it on a Mac. I mean, I've got 7 other PCs that I run computer on, but I'd rather have a PC. But this Mac was a gift, so.
Yes, never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Look a gift horse in the mouth. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the pictures are not working on this one. So, but other than that, yeah, you can still go in and use it. Like I said, I don't see any vulgar pictures or anything like we had previously.
I don't know about that bathing suit though.
I know that is a little risque, isn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't wear it. No, I see my daughter now. Mom, you going out in that?
Or your husband.
No, I wouldn't even be able to put that on. Number one, my rolls would cover up what little bit of materials there.
Back in the day when I had the slim waist, if I wore that meant to my daughter, that meant she could wear it. I had to cut out the things I wore based on what she would wear, so she wouldn't wear them. It's like, no.
Yep.
Mini skirts went out the window.
There you go. So, but yeah, this is, like I said, looks like you can still get on it pretty good. You just won't be able to do pictures. It doesn't look like it, but then again, I might just go in and refresh. My husband did tell me that he's getting me a laptop for Christmas, so I get to go pick it out today.
Well, it's about time.
He told me, he said, I kept hearing you saying you was going to go get you one, and I kept saying, no, don't go get one. He said, I was praying you never went and got one. He said, because that's what I was doing. I'm going to get you one for Christmas. And I said, well, did you get it? He said, no. He said, I want you to go pick it out because I know what you need for work and everything. And I was like, yeah, good. So that's where he's taking me today to go pick one out. And I was like, okay. I said, you so lovely.
Does he have a brother?
Yeah, really. 2 of them?
Unfortunately, he's got 3 sisters.
Story of my life.
Oh, wonderful. But yeah, he's lovely. He's already told me when he gets back, because we have the house to ourselves today, and he said when I get back, he said we'll go to Walmart and see what we can find and get us some groceries, and then we'll go get something to eat. And I was like, oh really, a date night, yay.
Hey, very nice.
We don't see, he gets that way when he stays out off work. He just sits around and he sees me sitting on the computer all day, because usually he comes home from work and sometimes I have dinner ready, sometimes I don't, and he doesn't realize what I'm doing. So the last week he's seen me on the computer talking to students, doing videos, working my pages, and he said, God, I didn't realize how much you do. I said, and now you do.
Put him to work, Sheila.
Oh, he sat down and bought a bunch of stuff off my website the other day. I was like, why are you buying so much stuff? He said, because the guys that he's been playing ball with wants to know how he stands in shape and has so much energy. And he's been telling them, he says, well, I drink Sheila's coffee and I buy this protein that she has on her website. And so he's buying it for them to give it to them. They're having something next weekend with this ball team. They're all getting together, and then we're going to Florida in January. I think it's the second week in January. They're having their big tournament for starting the year down there, and he's going to have it for them because I'm, one of my affiliates is the Maca program, and they have the Maca substance, and so he's been using that, mixing it with his protein shake. And he ran out one time. He says, I could tell a big difference. He said, I'll never run out of it again. And so that's what he's been telling them. And then he drinks, I have to order, when I order my coffee, I order my cocoa and his coffee, and I always order extra coffee, to give away as a gift or whatever. But yeah, he drinks the coffee, mixes it with his regular coffee. So I got him hooked. So
cool.
But yeah. So do we have any more questions? All right, I got some stuff.
They went out the window. It's like,
All right, so. All righty, so if we are good to go, I think we're going to call it a day. And I think next Saturday will probably be our last one for the next week, because I think the next week is Christmas weekend, and I will be out of town. So, because next week's the 21st, right? And then, yeah, God, can you imagine? What is it, 10 days till Christmas? Right. Oh,
I know.
Where did this year go? Okay, if we have no more questions, does anybody have a question on anything related to their PBS, their blogging system, or getting links or anything like that? Going once. Anything?
Sheila, I'm going to have to get with you at some point and get you on my website so you can help me find out how this happened on my PBS. When I went to look at the ad, it's messed up on looking at the ad. Like,
Okay.
I don't know how it happened, so I've got notes.
All right, we'll do, babe. We'll get together. I think Thursday's our regular training day, right?
At 2 o'clock my time?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Just a date.
All right, absolutely. I'm not going to miss this one.
Thank you,
No.
Sheila.
All right, then. Y'all have a good rest of the day, and I will see y'all on the trainings.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.